Here is your secondhand advice from the book, Everything is Figureoutable by Marie Forleo. Each day, we throw away more food in our homes, restaurants, and grocery stores than it would take to feed the nearly 1 billion people who go hungry. Each year, we choose to spend more money on ice cream than provide the essential human dignities of education, medical care, and sanitation to all humans on Earth. In fact, we spend $31 billion more on ice cream. This example illustrates that no significant change in the world can occur unless we first dare to change ourselves. And that can be the most challenging change of all. The author began using the phrase, everything is figureoutable, as a young girl, meaning that every problem has a solution. Everything is figureoutable has been a mantra and a practical philosophy of self-empowerment by which Marie has tried to live her life. Today, we will discuss how our beliefs can be self-limiting or self-empowering, the 3 most common excuses that prevent us from achieving our goals, how to change our relationship with one of the most critical drivers in our life, fear. Beliefs lead to thoughts. Thoughts influence your feelings. Your feelings determine your actions and behaviors, which ultimately dictate your results. The way to accomplish anything in life is to change your convictions. The problem with most beliefs is that they are hidden scripts that run our lives. Beliefs are self-limiting, and beliefs are self-perpetuating. Your convictions either heal you or damage you. Thoughts create our short-term behaviors and our long-term destiny. The most powerful words in the world are the words you say to yourself. Be careful what follows the phrase, I am. I love the quote, we do not see things as they are. We see things as we are. Our brains tend to reinforce what we already believe. This reinforcement is called confirmation bias. We see evidence of this during an election year, such as this one. People who support or oppose a particular candidate or issue will seek out information supporting their opinion and interpret news stories in a way that upholds their existing viewpoint. So how can we use this to our advantage? For better or worse, our beliefs end up becoming self-fulfilling prophecies. So let's begin with the idea that all our problems have a solution. We can adopt the credence that everything is figureoutable. It's the ultimate self-empowering phrase, and it provides a universal antidote to all of our self-limiting beliefs. A self-limiting belief usually amounts to an excuse. When we tell ourselves we can't do something, we're saying that we won't do it. In other words, you don't want to. Let's discuss the 3 most common excuses. The first excuse is, I don't have the time. If it's something you value, you'll make the time. It is a matter of priorities. Envision your doctor telling you that you had a deadly disease and the only way to cure it was to sit still and do nothing for 2 hours per day. I bet you would quickly free up your time regardless of your busy schedule. In theory, you already have those 2 hours each day ready to be devoted to your goals. Even half that time, just 1 hour per day, would be the equivalent to 45 full workdays per year. Enough time to write a book. Just take 1 hour from your social media or Netflix, and you will have 7 hours a week that you can be putting towards your idea, your business, or your health. The second excuse is, I don't have the money. Well, do you even need money to accomplish your goal? More often than not, you don't. There are plenty of free resources online. You can take free courses through places such as edX that provide college-level classes from Harvard or MIT, among others. You can read free books, or better yet, visit my channel for the summaries of the best books. If you actually do need money for a business or a creative endeavor, there are plenty of alternative financing sources, from side hustles to crowdfunding. I used to go to garage sales and find hidden gems or antique pieces to resell for much more money on eBay. It was a great way to earn extra cash. The last excuse we use is, I don't know how, or I don't know where to start. Okay, come on, this excuse is simply inexcusable. With Google, you can learn the basics of any topic within minutes, free of charge. Excuses are just that, excuses. Think back to the last time you desperately wanted to do something, despite it seeming out of reach. Whether it was a personal or professional goal, you probably didn't just give up on it, and you most likely found a creative solution to your problem. For example, I wanted to attend my dream school, Boston University. I had plenty of excuses not to be able to go there. First and foremost being, I don't have the money. I also didn't know how or where to start. I didn't let these excuses stop me from my dream. I got creative. I figured out a way to apply for grant money, student loans, and had several jobs through college, often working almost full time. The distinction between I can't and I won't is crucial. If we say we can't do something, our inaction is out of our control. If we won't do something, it's a choice we're making. If I said that I couldn't go to BU and not take responsibility for my own future, I wouldn't have accomplished that dream. I took ownership of myself and my agency in the matter and realized that there is always a solution, even if it's not evident at first. So, how do we overcome our excuses? The first hurdle we need to tackle is fear. You can be sure that everyone is afraid all the time. The big difference between successful and unsuccessful people is how they interpret the emotion of fear. Consider what happens when we are physically afraid. A faster heartbeat, sweaty hands, and a pit in your stomach. These sensations are our body getting into fight or flight mode. And when we allow fear to inhibit us, we interpret these feelings as signals telling us, no, don't do it. We can also oppositely interpret them. Did you know that the fear of public speaking is greater than the fear of heights, spiders, or even death? One way to combat this fear is to reframe it. For instance, before I have to give a speech and my palms are sweaty and my heart is racing, I tell myself that this fear is excitement. I reframe the nervousness as exhilaration, just like before getting on a roller coaster ride. I choose to interpret my anxiety as a sign of readiness. Marie Curie once said, "Nothing in life is to be feared. It is only to be understood. Now is the time to understand more so that we may fear less." You may have heard the acronym for fear is false evidence appearing real. Or maybe you roll with the shameless edition, F everything and run. Here's another way of reinterpreting your fear. If you feel afraid about doing something, it's often a sign that the task is essential to you. This is especially true of dreams that keep repeating and wear on you like, well, I hate to say it, but wear on you like a mask. If you didn't care about the dream so much, you probably wouldn't feel like there was much at stake. So the idea of it wouldn't fill you with fear. Therefore, you can reinterpret your fear as a compass, pointing you in the direction of what you want in life. the more confident you can be that it is important to you and the growth of your soul. Fear is not your enemy to defeat or escape. Your fear is never going to go away. The only antidote to fear is action. To gain clarity and overcome indecisiveness, we need to take action, and even the tiniest steps can move us forward. Just get our feet wet. You don't have to commit immediately. Just go out on a first date with your idea. You don't have to marry the idea or the guy. Whenever we have an essential decision to make, it's all too easy to find reasons to doubt ourselves and hesitate. The result? Indecision. If we're not careful, years can turn into a lifetime, as indecisiveness turns into permanent paralysis. We let indecisiveness get the best of us because we think we need to achieve clarity before acting. But it's actually the other way around. We gain clarity by taking action. Motivation and fear work like partners. We cannot get rid of the fear without acting, and we cannot gain motivation without action. Exercise is a prime example of this. If I waited until I felt like exercising, I'd still be on my couch. But once I get moving, my momentum often kicks in and I start to feel more energized. Doing something creates the desire to do it, not the other way around. So, what's the lesson here? Start before you're ready. So let's review. Our beliefs can either be self-limiting or self-empowering. The idea that everything is figureoutable can help us replace all of our self-defeating thoughts. Self-limiting beliefs like I don't have enough time, money, or knowledge are usually just excuses for inaction. Use your fear as a motivator to stop thinking and start doing. Remember that you wouldn't have the dream if you didn't already have what it takes to accomplish it. The world deserves the unique set of gifts that you bring to the table. So, what techniques have you used to overcome fear? Comment below with your best advice. I'd love to hear how you figured it out. And please be sure to like and subscribe as well. And thank you for watching. Hey all you cool cats and kittens! No, not okay. Does not work for me.